I know that you suffer. I know that you go through depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and I know that nobody around you knows, or most everybody is ignorant of what you're going through. I know that you suffer. I know you go through a lot of pain, and I know you feel very alone in that pain. I know this about you. You could put on a face, go on like everything's fine, smile, maybe joke around, and you're hurting inside. You're depressed. You get so sad, so depressed. You don't even want to get out of bed in the morning, but you don't want to tell anybody. So people see you and they think you're a happy camper, and you're not. I know some of you get suicidal ideation. You get some thoughts, gee, I'd be better off if I wasn't here. Or I'd be better off if I was never born. I know you get these thoughts. I know you have these feelings. What you don't know is that it's normal. Every human being at some point in his or her life will suffer in the way you're suffering. I know you get very anxious. You get so anxious, sometimes you may be getting panic attacks. You pull up to your job, you don't even want to get out of the car, you're getting a panic attack. In your sleep, you're getting nightmares about your work. You wake up with panic attacks in the middle of the night, and nobody knows. And you feel so distraught, so dysfunctional. And nobody knows. Nobody knows how you suffer. You cover up, and you go on taking care of the business of living. Support yourself, to support your family. Take care of the household. But you have that private life inside that nobody knows. What you don't know, that's normal. It is. The suffering and the struggles are normal. Of course, we have moments of peace and transcendence and living in virtue. We have many positive things, but the suffering side, I'm here to normalize your experience. When you feel hurt or humiliated, you hide it. Nobody knows you have a hurt feeling. They may think you're angry, but really, you feel put down, you feel hurt, you feel humiliated. Maybe your supervisor said something to you very harsh and criticized you. Maybe he did it in front of other people, or she did it in front of other people. Lost a face. Or maybe your significant other, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, made an accusation against you that's just not true. And you feel deeply misunderstood. You feel you're not being respected. You don't feel valued for what you do and who you are. I know that about you. I know it as a fact. And that just makes the loneliness worse, the isolation worse. I know that. What you don't know is that's normal. There are ways of dealing with that we're going to talk about, where you can speak some light into that darkness. And that's what we're talking about, that darkness, that humiliation, that hurt feeling. I know you've been jealous. Maybe you didn't want to admit it. Your significant other was talking to somebody of the opposite sex, maybe a little too long, maybe laughing at the jokes a little too much, and you felt jealous. And the person never knew because you didn't want to admit it. And maybe you're getting upset with something that he or she left out of place in the home, but it's not that you're upset about. You're still upset because of the jealousy, and you're hiding it. I know that about you. For a fact. It's normal. By normal, I mean you're not alone. There are millions, I would say billions of people going through at different points in your lives exactly what I'm describing about you. The hurt, the anger, the jealousy, the humiliation. Exactly that. You're vulnerable at work, you're vulnerable with your family, and most likely you don't feel sufficiently respected by your family members or by work, and you don't feel there's any recognition of your worth, of your value, of what you contribute. You feel taken advantage of, you feel taken for granted. You feel taken for granted. That's a bad feeling. I know. It's normal. You're not alone. You didn't know that. What society is going through. You try to talk to a close friend. You have so much good times together. You joke around. That close friend could be your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, or just a buddy. And then something is said, and he gets triggered, and he becomes, instead of being the 40-year-old man that he is, he becomes 6 years old. He becomes 6 and lashes out at you. And you feel so violated. You didn't mean to trigger that. You didn't mean to set him off. He's taking that out on you. He's not able to take responsibility for co-creating any problem. He's going to blame you for what you said. You meant no harm. I know you're going through that. And you're going, my God, I thought this man was my friend. Wow. I didn't know he was 6 years old. I thought he was 40 years old. And you're shocked. You thought he was more mature. Welcome to the club. That's normal. It's the human experience. Nobody told you this. You look at the movies, you're not seeing it. People toughing it out. They may get angry. They may be making love in the movie. But you never get to see the inside. So you compare your inside to other people's outside. Outside, they're smiling. They don't have a problem, but you do. You go, wow, I have a problem. I'm down. I'm miserable. He's happy. I got to just save face and look happy. I'm happy. You feel a need to do that. I understand. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I know this is what's going on with you. It's normal. By that I mean it's universal. It's going on for thousands of years. It's going on now. Billions of episodes every day. I'm here to normalize your experience, the suffering you go through in your family, the suffering you go through at work, the suffering you go through medically. You know, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, gee, they found a lump on my chest. And you're thinking about it all the time. I wonder if I'm going to die, so I'm getting that pain. And you're wondering, is this going to kill me? I don't feel quite right. I'm tired a lot. Losing weight. I probably have cancer. Mostly you don't. Most people don't, but these are the thoughts. So you're walking around, taking care of your job, talking to your family members. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, gee, I could be dying. Ha! You guessed it. Normal. Always been like that. It's like that now, always will be. Normal experience. There's going to be situations where you just feel misunderstood, denigrated, disrespected. You feel rage. You want to strike out verbally, maybe even physically. You know that's people are going through that every day. You see the violence that goes on in the world. It's an extension of that. And no one knows how lonely you are. No one knows how lonely you are. You really need some deep conversation with somebody Somebody who won't judge you, where you can be yourself. You want that kind of connection to another human being, and you don't have it. You're lonely. Nobody knows you're lonely. You talk to them, and you may have people around you, but you're lonely. I know this about you. I know you. I do. When I was younger, I didn't know you. I'm 84 years old now. I caught on. Took me a while to catch on, but I know you. And I know that you're a normal human being. Today's topic is, surprise, you're normal more than you realize. Surprise, you're normal more than you realize. It's got to be a relief to hear me say this to you. Nobody's ever told it to you. What a privilege and pleasure it is for me to tell this to you, because no one ever told me. No one ever told me. I didn't start catching on to life deeply until I was 70. At 8, I tell my people when I've seen them in their sessions, I say, well, I'm 84 and I finally know what I'm doing. This is normal. You're part of humanity. It's the human experience. Suffering and struggle is a human experience. Then, of course, we get fun and enjoyment, and there's so much good in the world. Somebody that you cut in front of them on a line or in traffic, and your spouse cooks you a good meal that shows you love in so many ways and gratitude. That all good thing goes on too. But today, I want to focus on the hidden, where you feel you're not normal. You feel like, what's wrong with me? I've worked for 30 years. I never missed a day. Now I can't even get out of bed to go to work. I feel something's wrong with me. I'm not the person I was. Normal. It's amazing you put up with the situation as long as you did. That's the truth of it. I want you to know this. You have a parent or grandparent in the hospital, and you're worried. Gee, is she going to make it? Maybe you feel a little guilty. I'm not doing enough. I should do more. I'm not doing enough. You worry. Maybe you ever regret that you didn't spend more time when you could have. Of course, what I tell people is we do the best we can. It's never enough, because we always could do more. If you spent 40 hours a week taking care of your grandmother, well, you could have done 41 hours. If you did 41 hours, you could have done 42. So that guilt comes in. You feel guilty. People don't know you feel guilty. I know you. I know you feel guilt. And I'm addressed it by telling you that. We do the best we can. We could have done more, because there's always more to be done. What you also need to know is that we're imperfect people in an imperfect world seeking perfection. Let me say it again. We are imperfect people, very imperfect people, in a very imperfect world seeking perfection. Take that in. That's the universal situation for you, for me, for every human being that's been on this earth or will be on this earth. That's the situation. That's the normal situation. That's the normal situation. I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I've been a licensed clinical psychologist in the state of California since 1974. Been in the field of my profession for over 50 years. Like I said before, I have a pretty good idea what I'm doing now. So I can tell you these things. I'm trying to normalize your experience, your day-to-day experience. Because, like I say, surprise, you're normal more than you realize. That's my message. It's a simple message. And it's a message that we should have been hearing when we were 5 years old. We should have been hearing that message. But everybody was hiding, just like you hide. Your parents hid, your grandparents hid, your aunts, your uncles, your friends. Everyone was hiding. So they don't want to say they were going through it. You don't want to be the first one. But this is what's going on. To struggle and to suffer are normal. Suffering and struggle are fleeting. Honor is forever. So when you go through these things. One of the derivatives of the laws of honor is, I hope to come back much stronger than ever. Whatever you're going through, illness, medical, legal situation, emotional situation, I hope to come back much stronger than ever. You want to say that? I want to write that down. I hope to come back much stronger than ever. Right, we're in the middle of it. Whatever the thing is. Oh, if you believe in God as I do, go, God willing, I'll be fine. That's another good one to repeat. God willing, I'll be fine. I hope to come back much stronger than ever. The other one you could say to yourself, whatever terrible situation you're in, another one, write this down. What's the best true story I can tell myself about this problem? These are all derivatives and laws from the honor teachings. What's the best true story I can tell myself about this problem? Whatever loss you have, whatever terrible things you've been going through, like the things I've been talking about. The rest of the story is you're going to find gain. I promise you, you'll find gain. I've told so many stories about this where there is a best true story. There's a really bad story, and the bad story is true, but what you're not telling yourself is the good story that came out of it, the gain that's coming out of it. And there's always a gain. If you look at your life, whatever terrible thing has happened to you, it made you wiser, maybe more compassionate, maybe more knowledgeable about what's going on in the world. But there's always a gain. Always. That is not a common practice. That is not average. But I'm giving you the knowledge how to do it. I walk the walk with this. I really do. I've talked about it in many of my other videos. Many. For myself and other great men and women that I've known who have asked that question of just change their perspective about what they went through. We never deny suffering and negativity. By the way, a massive study out of the University of Maryland, they found 80% of people's thoughts are negative. They're not positive, they're negative. That's normal. 80% of your thoughts are negative. That's normal. And they found that 95% of the negative thoughts are ones that keep repeating themselves. A small cluster that keeps repeating. Normal. But we can feed ourselves very powerful thoughts that speak light into that darkness. One of the commands of honor. I wish you well. I wish you well. We don't have to feel like we're a victim, a complete victim. One of the commands of honor. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. So it's not just blaming the world, which adds to my misery and adds to the anger, but empowers me because I co-created, I can co-create something else. Now, the command of honor, I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship. I know I'm going to get stronger from this. I know this is a healing medicine for me. It's great. I hate it, but I know it's great. Nobody does that. Practically nobody. I do it, and my patients do it, my people do it. You have to learn to do it. I'm teaching you to do it. I teach myself to do it. Nobody told me to do it. You got to repeat these thoughts 3 times a day for the rest of your life, and that will help you transcend all this suffering and struggles and negativity, which are normal, but help you transcend it. Most people cannot transcend it in a timely manner. You can start transcending it. You speak a little bit of light into the darkness. You're in the darkness of anger and resentment. You speak a little light into it. I wish you well. Or one of the laws of honor. I love you and I wish you well. You're speaking that into the darkness within yourself. And you lighten that up. Because the other thoughts that come that make you miserable, the thoughts that pop in your mind, do not define who you are. That's based on your genetics, family upbringing, societal norms. It's not you. You can't feel responsible for that. You didn't choose all that negativity. But you can choose to balance it with honorable thoughts, not to fight the negativity. You don't fight the darkness. No. Do not fight the darkness. Just put a light in it, a little light. Don't fight it. Don't try to talk yourself out of it. oh, I'm depressed, but I shouldn't be. I have so much to be grateful for. That's true, but don't try to talk yourself out. Just say, well, I feel depressed. I hope to come back much stronger than ever. And what's the best truth I can tell myself about this? Well, now I understand my cousin. He was depressed. I didn't understand. I understand it now. Next time I talk to him, I can talk to him with compassion and understanding. This is the good thing to come out of just a really bad situation. Then you have one or two thoughts for the fourth command. I believe in God as I do. God, your wish is my only wish. Or I seek always to serve my highest values. Simply, God, your wish is my only wish. I'm going through this. I feel depressed. Say, God, if you want me to be depressed, I want to be depressed. If you'd like me to recover from this, then I'd like to recover. And if you have no preference, Lord, I prefer to get over this quickly. And then it just goes as it is. But I know you're strengthening me, God. I know that. I'm grateful for the power I gave from hardship. Another derivative of the commands of honor is, God, I'm extremely grateful for the gift. I'm extremely grateful for the gift of trials and tribulations that bring me closer to you. That's not normal. It's not something that comes normally. You have to practice this. You can train yourself through the honor training, but you've got to recite these things 3 times a day all your life. So there's hope. But the main message is to normalize your suffering. 1, that's the main message. But number 2, to say there are ways, there are good ways, there are honest ways, there are true ways, there are effective ways to put a light into them, and that's what I'm sharing with you. I've done many studies to show this in so many dimensions. This is an evidence-based approach where we've done studies. I've taught around thousands of people. This works. Follow my guidance, and you will see results. Of course, it helps if you do a little deep breathing with it. That long exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which suppresses the sympathetic nervous system, which the sympathetic nervous system has in fight, flight, anxiety. So just calm that down. Of course, you want to exercise, go out for walks. All that helps. Physical, mental, spiritual connection. Well, it's been certainly a great pleasure, a great privilege, and a great enjoyment to be here with you. Now, I always open it up to our wonderful, lovely guests that are here. Speak up to make questions and comments. Keep in mind that whatever you have to say is going to impact everybody in our community even more than what I have to say, because when they hear you, feel less alone, and people feel, what a wonderful community I'm a part of. So without further ado, I want to hear from all of our beautiful, wonderful, deep people who are here this evening.
Dr. Nerenberg, Diego here.
Diego, there you are, in from Thailand.
Good to see you, Doctor.
The Bangkok boy,
well.
the Bangkok boy. Yes.
See you, chat with you.
Tell me what's up.
And David. I just wanted to thank you for normalizing these things. There's always a big stigma when it comes to talking about these vulnerabilities, and just.
I lost you, Diego. You call back, just call back in. But I'm so happy that I could bring you this normalization thought, normalization reality of what you're all going through, what we are all going through. There's no end to it. Thank
you, Dr. Nerenberg. This is Anna Sirikov.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Signal's a bit bad here.
Okay, Anna, let me hear from Anna. I'm going to come back to you, Diego. Anna, tell me more about your reactions, your thoughts.
Well, we talked about this in our last session, and it's just so good to hear that it is normal, because for the longest time I didn't feel normal.
Bravo for sharing that. I tell you why, because everybody on this phone call felt they weren't normal going through. I felt I wasn't normal going through these things. But I'm freeing you up. I want to give you freedom from at least the feeling of being abnormal. That feeling, and by the way, the feeling of being abnormal is normal also. Everybody's feeling there's something wrong with them. Boy, I mean, all these guys look happy. I'm miserable. And so I feel abnormal. Well, welcome to the club. Not only people suffering, they're feeling abnormal. Ha! They figure everybody's normal, but not me. I'm hiding what I am. I'm abnormal. So that's another thing that's normal, is to feel abnormal. That's a fact. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
No, thank you so much, Ann. I really appreciate your input. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Diego, please come back in if you can.
Hi, Doctor. It's Joanne.
Oh, Joanne, always good to hear from you, Joanne.
Thank you. This is another week where I feel like you're talking just to me.
Hey, Ann, let me interrupt you, Joanne. Believe it or not, everybody here tonight feels like I'm talking just to them. I'm talking to each one of you, talking to every one of you personally, because none of you escape the reality of what I'm saying. Not one of you. So I know I'm talking to you, Joanne. Thank you for saying that. But just realize everybody here, when you hear me talking, the reaction is, gee, does this guy have a microphone or eavesdropping on my life? Because this is my experience. I know you're having that thought. I am talking to you. You. You're normal. In fact, you're magnificent. The people I see, you're magnificent. You're more than normal. You're magnificent because you struggle with it and you continue to give to society, give to your family. You're more than normal. You're magnificent. Well, let's start off with at least normal and go from there. Yes, dear Joanne. You're welcome.
Thank you. And I love our disciples because we feel like it feels like I have a family now. Everybody, we understand each other.
This is a family of deeps. This is a beautiful community. It's a gathering of the deeps. Gathering of the deeps. What a privilege for me. Thank you. But I just want to say that I wish somebody had told me this years ago. I didn't learn it in graduate school, I didn't in undergraduate school. I didn't learn it from psychologists. I just learned from just opening my eyes and looking what's going on in me and in all the beautiful people I see. And I say, wait a minute. This is normal. It took me a long time. But I'm glad that you feel I'm talking to you. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Dr. Nerenberg, Diego here again.
Diego.
Is this better?
Very much better.
I was just going to say that you read my mind just now, because that's exactly what I was going to say to you, is that I wish someone would have told me this a long time ago, because growing up, I always thought there was something wrong with me. I thought it was like bipolar or something was wrong with me. But eventually I started knowing that this is normal. And I just wish I would have came across you and, your teachings a long time ago. But hey, it's never better late than never, right? That's what I like.
Diego. I wish I'd come across me a long time ago. I wish I came across me a long time ago. I mean, nobody was telling me this stuff. I mean, you would think it's a basic thing to tell a person, hey, you're going to suffer. You're going to go through a lot. You're going to feel jealous. You're going to feel hurt. You're going to feel humiliated. But there's good news. There's ways to deal with it. It's just a basic thing. And that we weren't told. My teachers never told me. My kindergarten teacher never told me. My college teacher never told me. My graduate student teachers never told me. The therapists I've seen never told me. Nobody's told me. And I didn't even tell me. Until I was about 80, I started telling myself, wait a minute. This is normal. So when I hear the struggles you're going through and the beautiful ways you share with me, your magnificent ways, because you always try to be noble in dealing with your lives, to me, I look at you and I go, that's beautiful, the way you arise to the struggle. And this is normal. This is your relationship turned to total crap. Oh, well, of course. So you're going to turn to crap once in a while. That's normal. And nobody told me. Go to the movies, you don't see it. And of course, I grew up on Disney movies. I mean, certainly in Disney would never show it. I mean, Disneyland, everybody's happy, the happiest place on earth. I mean, it's a great place. I'm not knocking it. But, it's a great world after all, but they don't have here's a world where you suffer in it, but you're going to be okay, but you will suffer. And that message isn't there. And I'm happy I can deliver the message. I'm so grateful that I can. I'm grateful I've lived long enough to know it, and grateful I've lived long enough to be able to tell you about it.
And I'm grateful for you too, Doctor. I'm grateful that our paths align at the right time. because as you always say, we're catching you at a good time now that you know what you're doing in life. And it goes both ways, doctor. Our paths are aligning. I'm also getting the privilege to know you and be a part of this honor program at the right time in my life.
Well, Diego, I think the world of you. I mean, you're, and I'm amazed how much you've worked out, and you look like somebody at HQ magazine. I mean, what you've built yourself into, and you're highly articulate, intelligent. And I know you didn't like school. I mean, you weren't a school guy, but you're highly intelligent and insightful, and disciplined, very disciplined. And we've had many good conversations, and God willing, we will have many more over the years. Thank you for everything that you are. I'm grateful.
Thank you, doctor. Much love to you, doctor.
Much love to you, Diego. Absolutely.
Dr. Nerenberg?
Oh, Gisela.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment. Defining what the new normal is, I just want to make a point that, society can set up these guidelines of what normal is, but we always have to remember that we ourselves set what our normal guidelines are. Like, we have the power to choose what we define as being normal, and we shouldn't let other influences or environments, affect how we feel about ourselves.
Very good. But you know what? I totally agree with you, Gisela, as always. You're always so good advice and good insight. Everybody wants to be liked, loved, respected. And so when you're not getting that, you start getting some bad feelings. And I'm giving you ways to deal with that. But you're going through these things. First, I want you to know you have the right to be who you really are, as long as the expression of your true self is in a respectfully real manner. That is with kindness, wisdom, and respect to boundaries. Let me say it again, because no one's ever told you this. You have the right to be who you really are, as long as the expression of your true self is in a respectfully real manner. That is with kindness, wisdom, and respect to boundaries. Now, that includes saying, you know what? How am I doing? I'm going through a lot right now. I'm suffering. It's right to say this. Get depressed. Just make sure you follow it with this. But I hope to come back much stronger than ever. You could tell anybody how miserable you are, but you must end with, I hope to come back much stronger than ever. That brings dignity. Otherwise, we can look pathetic, like we're suffering, and he's going to deny he's suffering. If you tell people you're suffering, you know what they're going to say to you? At best, oh, I used to feel the same way. They're not going to say, I feel that way now. Oh, I used to go through that too. Like, they're past it now. That's what you're going to hear. You're going to regret even saying it. So you say, I'm going through the suffering, I'm struggling, my health issues, or having issues at home. But you know what? I intend to come back much stronger than ever. That way they're not going to stop trying to cheer you up or tell you things that just doesn't really help at all, because you've shown self-respect when you say that. So that's the key. And so you want to define normal for yourself. And when you do that, you want to say, I'm suffering, and that's normal. But I'm not defined by my misery. This depression, this anxiety, these panic attacks, there's a lot more to me than that. I'm a noble being. And I will arise to come back stronger than ever. These things aren't going to define me. Oh, no. You don't want to be defined by your anxiety, your depression, your panic attacks, your marital problems, your job problems. You don't want to define yourself. I'm going through this, yeah. But there's a lot more to me than that. Oh, yeah. We don't let ourselves be defined by these fleeting circumstances. No. That's key. You are a noble being. You were created with nobility, and you manifest that nobility through the teachings of honor. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, the teachings of honor are consistent with all of it. So you can read your scripture, help reinforce it, but you want to be reciting your commands of honor 3 times a day, and you want to use your bridge. What's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? It's a lifestyle. Now, within the approach I'm giving you with the way of honor, we're no longer looking for happiness. I said, gee, I'm not happy. I'm a failure. No, we're not looking for happiness. Forget it. You're looking for honor. That's doable. Looking for honor, which, by the way, is the foundation of true happiness and true peace. So if you're looking for happiness, you're going to feel like a failure. Everybody's happy, but I'm not happy. I'm happy. I was happy yesterday, but I'm not happy today. Well, you want to be, as long as you're dealing honorably. See, you want me to say this, here's another law of honor. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. It's not dependent on your good looks, your beauty, your handsomeness. It's not dependent on the great job you have, the money you have, although it's all good to have all that. But if you have the best looks and the best cars and the best house and the best job, but if you don't have honor, you're a loser. You're a failure. Only honor makes you a success. So once you understand that, as Gisela was saying, we define ourselves as successful because we're living honorably. We don't let society define us. Society say, I should have 2 children and a wife and a kids by now, and I don't. I'm a failure. No. No, I'm an honorable man. I'm a success. I'm working towards finding the right person. I'm working towards saving my money towards a house. But I'm a success now. I just got fired from my job. I will find instead of another job, I want to find a calling or a destiny. I'm going to find something better. We want to define success. We're not going to let society define. Society will tell you, you got to look good. You got to be making good money. You have to have a prestigious job. You have to have great clothing. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, no. Nothing wrong with any of that. Look good, make good money, have nice clothes. But without honor, a person's a loser, failure. So we have to define, as Gisela said, define ourselves what is success, which is honor. Nothing else. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. End of story. Take that in. You're not going to hear that from anybody else. Take that in. Feeling like you're behind the 8 ball, you're not where you should be, it's normal. Normal feeling. That's because you have a wrong idea of success. Now, with the right idea I've given you, you can start seeing you're successful as long as you're living honorably. Follow the 4 commands of honor, the way of the teachings of honor. You are a success. Congratulations. You are very successful. If you follow the way of honor. A lot of good news. That's the good news. Good news, you're honorable, and good news, you're successful if you're following the way of honor. Excellent. Thank you so much, Gisela. You're always so inspiring, your creativity, your insights. Thank you so much, dear Gisela. Who else
Hey,
has...
Hey, Dr. Nerenberg, this is John.
Oh, John!
Go ahead.
I'm going to go to John. Yeah. Gisela, thank you.
You're welcome, Dr. Nerenberg.
John, please speak up. It's always good to hear from you,
sir.
John.
Thank you for such a powerful lesson this evening, sir. I do know it was really hard for me to decide what I needed to do, and I realized I needed to finally start taking care of myself. And with your teachings and all the lessons you've said and I've been a part of and everything I've read in your book and the videos, again, I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who feels like this.
By far, there's 4 billion. How many people on here? 4 billion? 4 billion people feel that way. Well, some are pretty young, so at least let's say 3 billion feel this way at different times. Absolutely, 3 billion. That's all I can tell you. 3 billion.
Yes, sir. And I'm very grateful for, again, just like you said earlier, I wish that I had this 20 years ago, but you know what? I have it now.
I wish I had this 70 years ago. I wish 10 years ago. But I have it now, and it was hard to come by.
Yes, sir.
And what a privilege for me to be able to tell this to you. Oh, you have no idea what a privilege it is for me to be able to tell you this. it's got to be a relief for you. It's got to be a big relief. Because people say, I'm sick, I'm a sicko, something really wrong with me, I can't stop thinking. Come on. It's got to be a relief to hear you're normal. And you're going to find ways, you follow the way of honor, there's ways of dealing with it that are very constructive, and you can be very successful in dealing with your life. Absolutely. That's the human experience. What people don't know is that's the human experience. And there's plenty of time where you'll be laughing and smiling, have a good time. That's there for sure. It's not all a facade, but there's a lot of facading going on. But it's not all a facade. There's some real genuine happiness, some genuine satisfaction going on, and genuine goodness and love going on. But amidst all that is a sense of there's something wrong with me. I shouldn't be suffering. I shouldn't be struggling. I shouldn't be going through this. I should be more advanced in this. Nah. That's normal. Thank you for your input, John.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Who else has something you would like to say?
Dr. Nerenberg?
Yes.
Hi, this is Carrie.
Carrie, good to hear from you, Carrie.
Hi. I'm trying to deal with not only my personal issues, but also a legal issue that has been added to my already full plate. And I'm trying not to get sucked in with the negativity and the overwhelming worrying and the panicking. So I do repeat what we're supposed to every day, and it's helping me. And then like today, hearing you say, I'll come out stronger than ever, and this does not define me, is helpful. But what else can I say
let me tell you
think to alleviate this pressure?
I've dealt with legal issues. Many legal issues. I did one that was a criminal legal issue years back. I took a felony from it. Had some issues going on with the federal government. I wasn't getting paid from seeing people from the post office. I overbilled the government in other cases. I took a felony for that.
I saw that video.
Yeah, I saw that video, yeah. So here's the thing. People say, how come he's so relaxed? One, I said, well, I'm guilty. That's one reason. If I was innocent, I'd be mad as hell. But I was guilty. But more than that, I said, God, if you want me to serve you in prison, I want to serve you in prison. I want so much to go to prison if that's what you want. And my beloved wife says, sweetheart, if you go to prison, I'll sell everything and move to where you are so I can see you every day. Just to hear that from my wife was worth the whole thing. That was number one. But I said, Lord, if you'd like me to serve you outside of prison, I would like to stay out of prison to serve you here. And I said, Lord, if you have no preference, I prefer to serve you outside of prison. Well, as it turns out, I said the last thing I said to the judge before she sentenced me was, I said, I've not always lived with honor, but I will die with honor. And the honor movement began February 4th, 2014 from that event. And she said, I totally believe Dr. Nerenberg's sincerity, but due to the seriousness of the crime, we want $172,000 restitution. I didn't have it. I borrowed against my house. I paid them every penny. And then she said, 1 year home detention. So I had an ankle bracelet on for a year, so my home was my prison. I was allowed to come out and work and do a little shopping and go home because that was my prison. And in 5 years probation, I got off in 3 years. But I was facing prison time, and I was 73. I was 73 years old. But I look forward to it because if God's one, so you have to face, I'll tell you how to deal with it. You've got to look at what's the worst outcome you can have. And then you've got to embrace it. If it's being homeless, you got to embrace it. If it's going to prison, you got to embrace it. If you can lose your home, you have to embrace it. If you don't, you're going to be intimidated. You're going to be scared. And it's not going to be good. Look, it's going to turn out how it's going to turn out. You must embrace the worst outcome. You must say, that happens, I know I'll come out stronger from it. And God, if that's what you want, that's what I want. There's no other way. Otherwise, you're going to be so frightened. When I was diagnosed at 65 with prostate cancer, the doctor said, "You've got prostate cancer. It's not a small amount, it's an intermediate amount, and somewhat aggressive with a Gleason of 7. My face went numb. And I said, "Doc, that's great." He said, "What?" I said, "That's great." I said, "That prostate cancer will make me stronger physically, emotionally, and spiritually." I was not intimidated. My face did go numb first. I was not. In fact, when I walked outside, I saw the birds and the trees and the wind blowing in the trees and the sky. It's like I was seeing it for the first time. It was so beautiful. And people were walking by, and I just felt love for everybody. I felt they were my family. I knew they looked at me as a stranger, but I looked at them as family. It changed the way I look at life. Then I went and had a prostatectomy. They got the cancer before it spread. I've been good. As a matter of fact, I took the title strongest drug-free man in the world for my age and my weight when I had the prostate cancer. And then 3 months later, I was incontinent for a while. I had to wear a diaper. Flew out to New Jersey. We had a weigh-in. I'm the only athlete to ever weigh in wearing a diaper. We had a good laugh. I said, "I just had my prostate cut out." The next day, I flew out on a Friday. Saturday, I set another world record. Saturday night, I flew home to California. I'm telling you, you follow my guidance, you'll be fine, more than fine. But if you're afraid, you're going to say you want to live in fear of your death, you want to live in fear of being in prison. No, you have to embrace it. I embraced my death. I embraced my potential incarceration, and people were amazed how relaxed I was because I had embraced it. So that's how you have to deal with it. Tell me your thoughts about when I tell you that.
I think basically let go of my fear. It's hard for me to say
No.
I embrace losing this or losing that.
What's your biggest fear?
It's literally hard for me to say it out loud, but
what's your biggest fear?
Seeing it from the other angle of let go of my fear is an easier route.
What's your biggest fear on the legal matter?
That they will come after money that I don't have.
Okay, like an IRS thing or something. Okay. All right.
No, it's not our IRS.
All right, whatever. They're going to come after money you don't have. I've been there. Who hasn't been there? About 30 years ago, I went through a bankruptcy. The federal government wanted $700,000 out of photography business. They said, all your photographers that worked for you all these years, you had them as an independent contractor, they were really employees. We want you to pay all their back taxes. And all together with everything, he was $700,000. This was like 5 years later after I sold the business. Well, I spent $100,000 on my attorney and accountant, and the federal government took $100,000 offering compromise. So it cost me $200,000. I had the money at the time because I made a lot of money in that business. So I think it was $200,000, not that $700,000. But I was bankrupt. I went through a bankruptcy. The state wanted 10%, so they wanted $70,000 plus penalties and interest was $140,000. I said, I don't have it. I said they took it off on compromise for the federal government. I sent them a check for $20,000, which is the same proportion that the federal government took. The state of California said, we refuse to accept your $20,000. Here it is back. And I bankrupted. They didn't get a penny. They didn't want to take the $20,000. So I went bankrupt. And I lived with that. I mean, my credit was shot. And I got a credit card. I put $500 in there. Took money and built my credit up. Now I have my wife and I have perfect credit. But it took a while to build my credit back up. So that's just normal stuff. Normal stuff. I didn't have the $700,000. So that's why they took $100,000 on the $700,000. People, if you don't have the money, you can say, well, I'll pay you $25 the rest of my life. They'll make a deal with you. They don't have debtor's prisons. They can't put you in prison anymore for it. It's not a debtor's prison. So that might take $25 from you the rest of your life as a settlement. It's okay. It's all right. I'm serious. I've been there. I'm not just me saying this to you. I've been there. What are your thoughts on what I'm saying to you, truthfully?
It helps. It helps to hear that it's going to be okay.
I have faced my death many times with heart attacks and stents being put in. I have faced the prostate cancer potential death. I have faced prison. I have faced bankruptcy. Come on, it's normal. Maybe the felony's up, but when I talk to people about my felony, they say, you know what, there by the grace of God goes me. I've done so many illegal things. I drank and drive and got away with it. Look, this stuff goes on. This is normal stuff. And in terms of my felony, I tell people I wouldn't be half the man I am today if I wasn't a felon who genuinely repented, made a better man. In fact, my wife says, I think this person ratted you out or this person ratted you out. I said, wow, I want to go kiss that person because I was never going to stop. I'm so grateful that I needed help stopping, and that person helped me stop. Because I said to Your Honor, I said, Your Honor, I'm grateful to you and the arresting officers because I was never going to stop. It was a very easy crime. I just wrote my name on something and money came flowing in. No. You get to, once you are given, God blesses you with the correct perception, you'll see miracles. The miracle in terms of how you relate to these things. I'm telling you these things because I want to ease your mind. You feel so alone in this. I know how alone you feel in it. This is normal. You're going to come back stronger than ever. And you can deal with the worst consequence. And most likely the worst thing was not going to happen, but it could. And you have to then embrace that. Say, you know what? I've helped other felons. You know how I've helped them? Because I'm a felon. When I tell them about my felony, they opened up to me. One patient said to me, lovely young lady, said, now that I saw your videos on your felony, I've been depressed for so many years. I've seen so many psychologists. None of them helped me because I didn't want to tell them I'm a felon. I worked for a bank and I embezzled money. But she opened up to me because I'm a felon. So good came out of it. Not my criminal activity wasn't good. But now other people can open up to me. I have other people saying, Doc, I can see you're human. I can see you've dealt with your life. And you moved forward. So now that I moved forward, I made a program called Psychology, the Plea Bargain, Assessing, Enhancing Defendant Credibility. I sent to the California Bar, and they loved it. 8 lectures, and they approved it for continuing education so that attorneys could take my program to renew their license as attorneys, 5.4 hours credit. And then Stanford Law Library, one of the best law libraries in the world, Stanford Law Library, purchased my program for $275. So the whole goal is to transform tribulation into triumph. The way of honor requires the man of honor to transform these tribulations into triumph. It's doable. I'm an example of it. You are an example in ways already, I'm sure, and you'll continue to be. This is legacy stuff. This is how you deal with it. It's legacy. It's an example for your family, your children, for anybody you love. It's an example of how you deal with it. Deal with it with dignity. Step up, take your beating, and move forward in an honorable way. But you got to stand up. Don't be cowering. Say, I hope this is... No. You stand up. Take it. At first you may cower for a second. Wait a minute. If they take everything, they take it. Or whatever. Take care of my health. Take care of your health. Take care of your health. But the material things come and go. You want to hold your health. And above all, keep your honor. Deal with it honorably. Your true reaction to what I'm saying to you, please.
My reaction is that I'm not alone in this, and I did see that video of yours where you shared all the legal issues you had, and I was actually shocked because I didn't expect that, and I was grateful that you shared it because it just it just reminds you like everybody hits either a hard place or rock bottom, and you can come out of it even better than
stronger
before.
Than ever. You know, the crazy thing is my practice, I have probably the most successful practice in the United States for a single practitioner. I have a few wonderful nurse practitioners with me now, the biggest in the country. And after my felony, it just seemed to grow. It's magic. You want to keep your dignity. It's bad enough you may lose your money. You don't want to take your dignity with it. And the only way to keep your dignity, you must deal honorably with it. I'll come back stronger than ever. Whatever they do to me, you could go ahead and moan and complain and say, oh, they're going to do this to me. I could lose this. It's so unfair. But you know what? I'm going to come back stronger than ever. That's the way you keep your dignity. I'm giving you the formula for how to keep your dignity. What do you think about that?
I like it.
You're smart. That's why you like it. And you can text me anytime about what you're going through this. I will help you through this. I will help you.
Thank you. Amber's amazing, but thank you for the offer.
Yes, no, deal with Amber. Text Amber about it then. Absolutely great. Who else somebody else wanted to say something? Thank you so much for your input.
Thank you.
Who else has something you wanted to say?
Dr. Nerenberg, Jorge here.
Jorge, good to hear from you, Jorge.
Now, what I wanted to say is, that not only did no one tell me that what I was feeling was normal, but to tell me and then, go ahead and give me the tools to help me. I mean, what else can I do but to take all your wisdom and use it, teach it, and put it into practice? You are giving us all these tools, and they do work. I can tell you from my own experience of all these things that I've been going through, you have helped me so much. I feel like I have made a breakthrough, and I am so glad, to be here and share this with you.
And Jorge, if you didn't go through the difficulties you went through your work, traumatic difficulties, you never would have found me in these teachings. It wouldn't have happened. So look at the good that's come out of your suffering already. Look at the good. Now, I look at you as a truly great man. I want to be honest with you. I look at you as a truly great man, a rare flower in a garden of weeds, a rare, beautiful, a jewel. That's how I honestly look at you, Jorge. I'm not exaggerating it. And you already were a very highly decent man, extremely decent. But this program is to make good people like you even better. That's my reaction to you, Jorge.
Thank you so much, sir. And to all my brothers and sisters, in this struggle, please, repetition is preparation for application. It's just so true. 24 seconds a day. It's not even half a minute. It is very easy. You have to keep at it. You will see great results.
Great results, and you have to do it all, as you say, and you have to do it all your life. When you stop using it, you definitely lose it. I do it at least. I do it in the morning when I'm driving in, and I do it when I'm driving home. In the middle of the day, I do it. I hit it about 3 or 4 times a day. My list is a bit long. I do the commands of honor, the bridge, and I do the supremacy of honor code, the 25 laws of honor. I'll throw in a lot of things during the day. But 8 seconds do your commands of honor, another 4 for the bridge. That's 12 seconds. And you don't have to go to a special building. You just do it wherever you are. You can do it in the shower. You can do it on the toilet. You can do it while you're eating your lunch. You can do it anywhere. That's the beautiful thing. That's why it's good for you to memorize them. Thank you so much for that. Those beautiful, beautiful statements. And yes, repetition is preparation for application, as Jorge says, and that will help you achieve stabilization. So when you're sinking and everything's falling apart around you, you want to hold on to this, recite them, and that's your preparation. You want to do it 3 times a day, so you're always ready to face the enemy. Who's the enemy? Why, you, of course. You're the enemy to yourself. I'm the enemy to me, because I can get caught up in overreacting and lashing out. And you could take somebody, the most sophisticated person, but as I say, most of them will turn 6 years old when you trigger them. I protect people against my 6-year-old. I get triggered. I really work hard to not take it out on anybody, because I try to keep my a balance with I wish you well. I've learned how to protect people from me. And you need to learn to protect people from you. That's your job. I protect you from me, but are you going to protect me from you? That remains to be seen. Most people won't do it. They just lash out to relieve their pain. It's not honorable. But you can do it. Those of you in our program, I'm hoping you will succeed in protecting others from yourself and recognizing that the way of honor, the teachings of honor, are a shield against your own inner darkness where you're not destroying yourself. A beautiful path we're on. Beautiful. Thank you, Jorge. Who else has something you want to ask or say? Well, I held Hugh for last. Hugh, you got something you want to say?
For the men out there that are on disability and unable to go to work right now, if you're feeling wimpy or less of a man because of not being able to do the job you used to do, the feelings you're having are normal. They may need to stretch you so that you're at work.
Yeah, Hugh was saying that, for the men that, to feel that they're wimpy or less of a man, feel guilty that they're not able to do the work you were doing, they need some time out, and you feel wimpy or guilty. He's saying that's a normal feeling, and it's a very normal feeling. It's normal to have that kind of feeling. And then the other side of it is, I hope to come back much stronger than ever. You're not fighting the feeling. You recognize, I feel pretty wimpy and guilty. I'm going to come back stronger than ever, much stronger than ever. And I'm learning some great things that I wouldn't have learned. And in fact, this time out, I'm going to evaluate. Do I really want to go back to that job? Or I can find something more suited for me and who I am at this time. So it's going to be a great thing. But you might go through some of these misgivings about yourself. That's normal. But it's not going to stop you. You're going to persevere. And you're going to actually be grateful. You're going to say, you know what? Going out was the best thing that could have happened to me because of what I'm seeing now. I've had people tell me, I remember one young man, wonderful, beautiful guy, wonderful human being. He said, I haven't seen my parents in Mexico in 9 years. I'm so stressed out. See, so that Christmas, he went to see his mom and dad in Mexico the first time in 9 years. That was the good that came out of him. He was falling apart. I just give him out so he could see his parents. He was going through anxiety, depression. It was just very, very stressed out. But the good thing is he got to see his mom and dad in Mexico. So you will see good things come out of all this.
I had to add on something here, Doctor.
Who's speaking?
It's Mario.
Mario, yes, please.
So what I get out of this is when you say, shed some light on some of that darkness, I kind of put it like this, I ask for guidance through the Holy Spirit because a lot of this stuff, I feel like I make up in my head. And I'm almost 80% of it sure. Because I've seen you went through so much and you're new. And we just have to renew our mind. And a lot of the things that I've done, I just don't take myself anywhere because of my thoughts. So I've really been just practicing on, the ways of honor, right? How to embrace other people. What if they're going through something because of me and the way I think? So sometimes we have to look at both sides. And I think we're a lot of the problem of some of our situations.
Mario, the suffering, 99.9% of my suffering, I did to myself. I'm not just saying that. Honestly, even my almost dropping dead from a heart attack, I was eating a bunch of crap. The prostate cancer, the way I was eating, I caused it. My felony, I caused it. My bankruptcy, where I was going, I caused it. Most of the suffering you're going to go through, you'll see if you're honest with yourself, you've co-created it. Typically, I've hardly been a victim of anything. I mean, occasionally I have been. So I'm a victim of myself, honestly. I'm not just saying. And Maya, I'm so glad to hear that. Everything I teach, everything, without exception, is inspired by the Holy Spirit. So what I give to you is inspired by the Holy Spirit. I don't care what religion you are. It's the same Holy Spirit. That's what all these I get as promptings from the Spirit. I'm not smart enough, honestly. I'm not being modest. I'm not smart enough to come up with all this. I get the promptings of the Spirit, and then these things come out. So I tell people I'm not that good a guy, not really. But what good I do is because I align myself with the Holy Spirit, and that's where the good comes from. If I wasn't doing that, honestly, I'm not really a good guy, I can tell you that. But I do a lot of good because I've seen the pain I've caused myself by following my lower self. I followed my lower nature. It wasn't that good. It wasn't following my higher nature, the Holy Spirit, my divine nature. Things have been a lot better. Not perfect, but a lot better, because I still at times descend to some parts of my lower nature. But I find ways, and even when you're doing dishonor, you're becoming dishonorable. I talk about, say, an alcoholic. I say, okay, I'm not going to tell you not to be an alcoholic. You know you want to stop. Bring a little bit of honor into being an alcoholic. You know, you're a drug dealer. Bring some, I'm not going to tell you to stop, but you're going to stop when you're ready. Bring some honor to being a drug dealer. That might involve not selling to kids, whatever that means to you. Bring some honor into it. I've talked to a prostitute. I said, well, how are you going to bring honor into your prostitution? She said, well, I wouldn't be with a married man. Well, that's bringing honor into it. I'm not here to judge. Who am I to judge? And I'm not so egotistical to think I could just pull somebody out of that lifestyle. I can't do it. But I can help you speak a little bit of honor into that. Until you find your way out, you bring some honor in. I've had to do that, and it's best if we lived with the honor to begin with. But sometimes we're just not there, and when we slip, which is the human condition, we all, as Hugh said, we're all vulnerable. At some point, we'll be vulnerable to compromise our then we repent, and then we find a way to, if not suddenly, but gradually find some way to come back into the light. It's doable, but you have to be honest with yourself when you've descended. You have to be honest with yourself, and you commit to going in the way of honor. Here's, again, you and I, we are imperfect, living in an imperfect world, seeking to be perfect. That's the situation we're in. It's always been that way, always will be. We're just part of humanity and this journey here together on earth for the period we're here. God willing, you'll be 120 years and doing all the good you can. Well, it's been my pleasure and my privilege, my enjoyment. Surprise! You are normal more than you realize.